Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. I have one of the worst wheels we've had in here for quite some time. It's saying a lot. So I thought I would fire up the GoPro and get some footage for you, show you how I go about it. There's so many different ways to go about it, and I'll show you what I use to get it done as well. Now, with the SRT wheel here, it's neglected. It's going to be in bad shape, and if needed, we will resurface it. We do wheel repair, curb rash, and resurfacing. The barrel of the wheel has about an 1/8 inch of buildup of just crud, and the back of the spokes as well. And we'll take a little bit of work to get these refurbished, but we will get it done. For the face of the wheel is where I'd like to start first. We're going to use the 3D BDX 117, which I don't think I have showcased for you quite yet. So let's bring this into the fold for this video. It's going to have its work cut out for it. I, however, want to flip over to the barrel of the wheel and start there. With this much buildup, there are quite a few ways you can go about it. If it is a wheel and you are really worried about the finish and want to save that without any refurbishment, steam, pressure washer. It's going to take some time. It's going to be dirty, but that's the way to go. With us having in our back pocket that we can resurface this wheel very quickly in an easy manner, I'm just going to use this rubberish-like putty knife sort of tool here and get the top layer of crud away from the wheel, and we'll go from there. And it is very effective and surprisingly safe. You could hit it with the chemical, let it soak, and probably in about 50 rounds or so, it would be a 28 logger job, you would have it finished. But this way is quick. We can move on to the next step. I flip it back over because I want to start with the face of the wheel. I always start with the face of the wheel, flip it back over, and then work on the barrel. You probably noticed some areas where it looks like there was an attempt made, and it is down to the painted surface, which is matte or satin, and that's because the car's been run through a car wash, but the wheel's never cleaned since day one. Not a problem, no big deal. We'll take care of that. We're gonna pre-treat with the BDX out of a spray bottle, let it sit for 1 full minute, and it'll turn your magenta color. It'll look like a crime scene on your floor, so be aware of that. After a minute or so, it's ready to be rinsed and hit again, or you can agitate from there, and it may take a few rounds. I have this cheap, goofy tool I found in the center aisle of a grocery store that surprisingly still works, and it saves me a bit of time. It does the work for me. It does the scrubbing, and the attachments that it has for the scrubber allow me to get into some of the more intricate wheel designs. I don't have a link for the tool. I picked it up in the middle of a grocery store in the As Seen on TV island. So I'll use this and I'll get as much as I can. Sometimes it won't reach into the real deep crevices and nooks and crannies. For that, I will just either find a different attachment. Well, you can see the crime scene we're making down here. Or I grab another tool, and I will, and I'll show you exactly what I use. Let's give this thing a go. All right, let's do a little bit of cleanup on the wheel, and that is taking care of some of the corners and the deep crevices. And for that, I'll use a toothbrush that is aimed towards those that have soft enamel teeth, sensitive teeth. This tool will not scratch. It does a fantastic job on a lot of different materials that are on wheels, and it will get in and around the lug nut area and just the tight corners and crevices that you can't reach with other tools and brushes. This is softer than some of the wheel brushes that are available, and I would look into grabbing one or two. Once again, thoroughly rinse and check our work. This is the second round. Hopefully we don't need to do a third. We can flip it over and work on the barrel of the wheel. We're good. Let's do a flip and work on the barrel, the back of the spokes. And I can tell you, the BDX only needed 2 rounds. It does a fantastic job. It may not be the best wheel cleaner out there, but it does just a great job. I have 3 wheel brushes here. One's actually a rubber brush, but can be used on the barrel of the wheel, especially when it's neglected. It's not going to do any more harm than it's already there. So we pre-treat it heavily and let it soak. With the barrel of the wheel having the heaviest contamination, we'll spray the BDX heavy in there and let it soak for a minute or 2, and you can see it starting to break down that muck immediately. We'll do some agitation and then rinse thoroughly. I will dry the wheel completely so we can see our progress, but initially looks fantastic already. Huge improvements, and thanks to the BDX. Overall, the wheel came out fantastic. The face of the wheel much better than the barrel of the wheel. Barrel of the wheel heavily neglected and is a little bit stained here and there and has some visible wear and tear and some marks, but not enough to warrant a full refurbishment on the wheel. Obviously, one of many ways to go about cleaning up heavily soiled wheels. Let us know down in the comments section your favorite method and products, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.